Welcome to video number 6 in this series about Bedrock style plane setup, and today we're discussing the frog adjustments to tighten or widening the mouth. So the mouth is this space here where the blade is going, where the shaving is going to come through. Okay, and this one, as you can see, it's a fairly wide opening. If I come with a ruler, I can see here that it's 1.5 millimeters more or less. So that's quite a very wide shaving. That's good for heavy stock removal, for thick shavings, okay? But if you want to prevent tear out, one of the several ways to preventing tear out is having the mouth as closed as possible, okay? Just in theory, to get the thickness of one thin shaving going through. If you want to know more things about preventing tear out and avoiding it completely, even in the most difficult woods, you can check this video in the corner. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. That's great help for us, and it keeps us moving forward and delivering you our best possible content. Okay, so let me show you now which is the type of setting I usually have in all my planes, because I normally do all the rocking out of the boards, the machines, and I only do fine correcting shavings here. So if I come with a ruler, you can see this is less, maybe a quarter of a millimeter or something like this. So it's a very tight mouth, and this will prevent tear out greatly. So how do you adjust that? Let me show you how the frog is installed in the body of the plane. I think that's interesting, and you don't get to see that many videos about this subject. So it is very important that you get a dedicated screwdriver for the screws I'm going to be touching here for adjusting the frog. You don't have to buy that one. This one is super fancy and it's just lovely. It's the Lineals number 7, but you could just find a long screwdriver that fits accurately in the slots, and or you can even make it for yourself, just using an old screwdriver and filing it. Okay. So there are on the sides, you will see them better in a minute. There are 2 screws that I'm undoing right now. And these are locking the frog in the body of the plane. Okay, now I can actually take all of this assembly off, and you will see how this works. So the screws I've been undoing, they have quite an unusual shape. It is here. They are pointy and they engage to this kind of a barrel which has a conical cutout. So they go this way, and the cone here pushes against the hole, and this is what locks the whole mechanism in place. So you see here at the bottom we have this flat slanted surface against which the frog rests, and we can slide it in and out by virtue of this central screw here. So if I put everything back together, now that you know how it is inside, I can engage again the frog with this kind of fork here. It engages against this central screw this way, and then I can put the pins back here, and so now if I turn the screw, I will advance and retract the whole frog, and then I can just lock it in place with the 2 side screws here. So I'm gonna do this, and oh, I forgot, before I do that, we can do that with the whole plane blade assembly together, and with the lever cap in place. So I'll install them now. So as I turn the central screw, I can see now how the whole frog moves backwards and onwards. Okay, so that I can adjust the opening. Now the surface where the frog is resting is slanted, so you're going to alter also the blade settings, the blade projection. If you move forward, the blade will take a thicker shaving, so to speak, so you need to take that back by just moving the wheel counterclockwise. So it will take 2 or 3 goes until we get the perfect setting. Let's see how I did for now. And now the first thing I need to do is to make sure I reset the thickness of the shaving I'm taking, because now this is a very thick shaving and I need to just reset that. That's no shaving. No. Yeah. Okay. And I can see, taking a reasonably thick shaving, I can judge now the opening of the mouth. And today I've been lucky, and that's exactly what I want. So I'm just gonna call it a day. But usually you need 2 or 3 goes, because every time you advance the frog, you will alter the thickness of the shaving, so you need to, you know, try an error. But that's that. You can just leave it as it is if you're only taking thin shavings in your work. If you get very proficient and you do all the stock removal also by hand, you might want to have 2 separated planes, one dedicated only for heavy stock removal with a heavy camber, and another one like this one for fine shavings. So that's all for video number 6. We're still missing one, which is a very important one, and that is how to do proper maintenance, how to avoid rust creeping in, how to make sure this plane will last for 3 generations. Okay, and it really deserves to help many different craftsmen along the future generations do their job. So stay tuned for video number 7.